What's up, guys? Bad Metal 11 again, bringing you another commentary. In my last commentary, I was talking about dead franchises, and that inspired today's commentary on why Hollywood needs a second new Hollywood era. Now, before getting into it, just in case some of you are not familiar with the new Hollywood era, it was a revolutionary period in filmmaking during the late 60s to the early 80s. Before the late 60s, studios were churning out big budgets like musicals, Technicolor epics. They became more and more expensive and more unrealistic and less profitable. The new Hollywood era brought in gritty, realistic, diverse stories and films, which filmmakers and actors getting the means to many classic movies we still love and enjoy today. Without this era, we would have never have gotten Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, and even Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, why does Hollywood need a second to Hollywood era? One of Hollywood's major problems right now is gatekeeping. Most of Hollywood is operated by unions, and unions tend to hire people they know or friends of friends, and some of those friends may not be true filmmakers. This leaves aspiring talent struggling to find opportunities. A second new Hollywood era can dismantle these barriers by challenging the traditional gatekeeping practices and encouraging mentorship programs. The industry can ensure that talent, regardless of being unknown, have a fair chance to shine. It's time to open the gates wider and let the next generation of true filmmakers and actors bring their perspectives to the forefront and allow new visions to come to life. Movies today have become too expensive to make. With the high price tag, there tends to be more of a focus on spectacle instead of story. Some big budget movies can get derailed because studio executives get jittery of the vision the filmmakers have by requesting rewrites and test screenings with the hopes of producing something more commercially viable. The problem with this is studio executives are not filmmakers, they are moneymen. Just to explain why the higher cost is bad, let's say you make a movie for $300 million. You're not done yet because you gotta promote the movie, and that costs money. Without the promotion, nobody's gonna go see your movie. And once you're done promoting the movie and the movie finally hits theaters, there's a distribution cost. Because most movie theaters don't show movies out of the kindness of their hearts. They have staff to pay and want a cut of the profits. So combine all that together, you're looking between $600 million to $900 million to break even. A second new Hollywood era will allow studios to get people at a lower cost, which allows for a more diversity of cheaper and smaller films that have a lower bar for success, and there won't be the worry where one fuck-up could bring down the entire studio. While streaming services have revolutionized the way we consume home media, there's an ongoing debate about their impact on the quality of films they produce. Sometimes the business strategy is like a World War I general. Just throw tons of bodies at the enemy with the amount of sheer volume.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
In this case, the volume sacrifices the emphasis on quality storytelling in a race to produce more content. A second new Hollywood era could address this by striking a balance between quantity and quality, by encouraging streaming platforms to invest in well-crafted, thought-provoking narratives. We can ensure that the convenience of on-demand content doesn't overshadow the importance of compelling storytelling. It's essential to find a middle ground where accessibility meets artistic integrity, allowing filmmakers to thrive in an environment that values both innovation and excellence, that gives people a reason to stay subscribed to a subscription service. In the current cinematic landscape, we often find ourselves bombarded with endless remakes and a saturation of tired genres. People often blame Star Wars for the whole everything has to be a franchise, but George Lucas intended that Star Wars would have an ending. The MCU, on the other hand, has inspired everything has to be a franchise with its cinematic universe of movies and TV shows that you feel like there's not an end in sight now, and most people are really getting tired of superhero movies. Nowadays, I avoid most movies that are remakes or sequels that haven't seen the limelight in a long time because nostalgia is the only driver to have that project greenlit. I refused to watch The Predator, Terminator Dark Fate, and Indy 5 because I knew they were going to be terrible, and I wasn't proven wrong. I mean, when the next trilogy of Star Wars comes out, I won't be seeing it, and I'm also not going to see the unnecessary sequel to Twister. We need movies that tackle different tropes and formulas. The second era would bring us more variety. Risks need to be taken. When risks are taken, there becomes new fan favorites like John Wick. Something I want to note. I know there is a problem with corporate and identity politics, and I just want to stay clear of that because YouTube just would love to take stuff down because of people that have different opinions or whatever reason it violates terms of service, But I am going to say this. People should be hired based on their skill instead of their gender, race, and ethnicity. There's nothing wrong with having diverse hires. Just make sure they are skilled at their job and love filmmaking. A second New Hollywood era is not about recreating the past, but rather it's about recapturing the spirit of innovation, risk-taking, and creative freedom that defined the original era. It's about pushing boundaries, fostering diversity, and embracing the ever-changing landscape that Hollywood needs right now, because Hollywood is bleeding and needs some patching. So, what are your thoughts on the idea of a second New Hollywood era? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and until next time, I will see you in the next commentary or playthrough.